All right, so we're recording. Hey guys, welcome to our Monday Night Dream Team Zoom. It is the 14th of December. It is halfway through the month. I mean, I know technically there's the 15th tomorrow, but there's a holiday and all the jazz. So you're basically at the halfway point. Real quick reminder, if you have not gone into your cloud office to touch base with your auto shippers, don't go to bed till you do that. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And also, if you have not yet seen that the promo dropped today for $25 for new accounts and double, triple commissions on the promoter packs, it did. And I did a live today about it. And I've got several lives about it. So obviously, if you didn't see today's, maybe you've seen the one in the past. But so I noticed on my Facebook memories a couple of days ago, the double, triple had popped up like, I don't know, 2 years ago. It had popped up a couple of days ago. Last year, it popped up, I think, on my memory yesterday. So I kind of thought it was coming because A, it's the end of a trip qualification, and Lavelle does everything they can to help people qualify for trips. And B, it's the end of the year, and they're trying to obviously sell as much as they can, but also help you sell as much as you can. You guys have to remember, they don't have to do promos, and they sure as hell don't have to do this great of a promo, but they did. So please don't let this one just lay there. Like this is a gift. And the fact that they're running it for 10 whole days up till Christmas Eve, like that's a double gift. So anyway, I won't harp on that because like I said, I did a live about it. So if you have questions about it, you can contact me or your upline. If you are new, I totally understand the double, triple is clear as mud. I get it. I totally didn't do it the first time I saw it happen years ago, and I should have. And even when I try to explain it to people, sometimes I feel like I make it clear as mud. But I promise once you understand it, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. So, all right, I'm going to open the chat because I want us to use the chat tonight. So what I want you to start filling the chat up with me, what we're going to talk about, the title was, instead of putting out fires, build a better house. So I want you guys to talk about the fires that you as a customer of any place, I don't know, the Dairy Queen or Walmart, wherever, fires that you have been a part of. Like, so in other words, things that a company did that ticked you off, or that the customer service, particularly of the company, ticked you off. So I'm going to talk about the top 8. I Googled this. Thank you, Mr. Google Pants. I Googled the top 8 common irritations or top complaints that people have about customer service. So as I'm rattling these off, it is just to help get your brain churning, because I want you to think specifically about issues you've had in your lifetime, big or small, where you were like, oh, I will never shop there again. And you've taken time to tell people that you will never shop there again. Okay. So number 1, not being able to talk to a real person. Oh, we've all been through that, right? Where you're like, just put a human on the phone. Number 2, it takes too many calls back and forth to get any resolution to the problem. Like, you call customer service because that's supposed to be who's going to help you, but then they can't help you and you get tossed back and forth. So that's obviously a problem. Number 3, waiting too long to get a response. Like, you've made the phone call, you've sent the email. Where the hell? Like, is anybody even going to acknowledge that you sent something? Like, does that ring bells? No one's filling my chat up. I know you guys have had bad customer service in your life. Type. And if you can't type because you're doing whatever, just unmute and start talking. Number 4, the representative, the salesperson, whoever, was not professional. Like, you've dealt with that. I actually called a little store the other day because I was looking for a particular item that I felt they would have because it was something that they should have, but I didn't want to just assume because it's 2020 and it's before Christmas. So I called and the young girl answered and I said, hey, do you have XYZ? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, aren't you pleasant? But that's the only place I could find it. So I still had to go buy it, even though she was shitty to me. Number 5, staff couldn't help me. Again, where you're asking questions, you need assistance, but you can't get any help because the staff is not maybe authorized to help, or, like the people who are like, well, my manager has to come put the key in the cash register, that situation. Number 6, the rep seems inexperienced. So maybe somebody is going to help you, but they don't know what the hell they're doing. So it doesn't really matter that they were going to help you, right? I'm just getting copy and paste answers where you're just getting that canned answer where you're like, did they even read my email? Or did they just say, here's what we say to everybody that's mad about this particular thing? And then number 8, I can't read my handwriting. Oh, didn't respond to my issue on social media. So a lot of people will go to social media now versus trying to find an email or make a phone call because they just assume that companies have people monitoring their social media. And like somebody might make a complaint, like say they get on, I don't know, Walmart's Facebook page and they make a complaint and they just assume that someone's going to respond and they get mad that they don't. These are the top 8. So Courtney says, oh, don't even get me started. I lost my mind on several companies. Can you please put a couple like examples or just one good example? Sonia says, calling more than once to several different people and no one returning my calls. Sandra said, I had an employee at Lowe's ask me if they could help me because I really didn't look like I knew what I was doing. Oh my gosh. By the time I got finished with him, he'd been cut off at the knees. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, shoot. What a jerk. Okay, so obviously where I'm going with this is customer service and how important it is. And today in particular, for whatever reason, I have done nothing but put out fires, customer service wise. And apparently I'm not the only one. So I was like, this is a great topic for tonight. Orders. I had to call our mortgage company. Oh, Courtney, I know this story. Yes, your mortgage company was crappy. So I kept thinking, like, how can we not have all these fires? Well, I know we're going to get them. Like, that is just part of being in sales. You're going to have problems, right? You're going to have issues. Somebody's not going to be happy. Add to it, we have COVID-19 shutting down facilities and shipping and blah, 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 blah. You're going to have problems. But what you guys have, what we have as Thrive promoters, I got excited there, lost my voice. What we have, a lot of you, I don't know that you even realize you have this. And I've talked about this before. This is your company. Yes, Lavelle has customer service. Yes, there are going to be sometimes where things are out of our control. But the majority of customer service should be coming from us. I have always said, and some of you will know this because you started off as my customer, when you buy Thrive, you get me. And I mean that. And I need everyone else to understand that. That is what people are looking for when they purchase a product. They want the product, obviously, to feel better, but they also are purchasing you. So yes, there are a lot of times where we have to say, you know what, we're going to have to send in a ticket about that. Like, so if it's something with like someone's credit card, clearly we don't have their number, or even if we do, we're not supposed to have their number. So you just have to explain to people, this one's semi out of my hands, but here's how we're going to handle it. So your version, your point, or your position on that customer service is guiding the customer and how to get a hold of support. So let's think. So here's what I want to do. I want to call Lavelle support, and I want to call you customer service. Okay, like I'm customer service to my clients. Support is there if there's something on the back end that I can't do, or they're going to support me to help my customer in my customer service, right? So I'm going to try to use those words so that I don't get this confusing. We also have the ability with our group, we've already started this customer Facebook page. So we already have a united spot where a lot of our customers are hanging out, but we also just have Facebook, right? And customers are hanging out on Facebook. Somebody may head to Facebook to complain about a DFT not sticking, a box not showing up on time, a box missing from a shipment. Same thing that could also happen in our customer group. Although, thanks to Lacey, I did yesterday turn on, now when someone posts in the Vibin and Thrivin, I have to approve it, or one of the admins has to approve it, because we were getting some like rants and stuff in there, which I'm not saying that people can't be ranting, but we need to head that off. Because why? Because we're customer service. And if somebody has gone on social media to be mad about something, that's our job, right? Would you guys agree? That's us. So I made a mistake, and a lot of us made the same mistake, and I should have dove in sooner. I'm going to use one example, and it got rectified today, so everything is hunky-dory, but I just think it's a great example. There's actually 2 I'm going to share, but one I think a lot of us were actually a part of. A gentleman was very upset that his Thrive box had not shown up, and he posted a very detailed frustration about it. Well, number one, because I didn't have that approval thing turned on, it got posted, and I didn't even get a notification that somebody had posted on Vibin and Thrivin. It wasn't until like 5 hours later that Lacey said, hey, did you see that post? And I was like, what post? By the time I saw it, a couple people had already like shared, hey, Level's been great about it. Like we were all kind of giving him our rah, we love Level, and here's what they've done in the past. But that didn't fix his problem, right? So it was almost like he got passed around by a bunch of different people and not a single person helped him. So if you're in his position, it's like you're standing in front of the customer service at Walmart and 8 different representatives come to talk to you about it and tell you how they would fix it or how they fixed it last time, but ain't nobody fixing your problem still, right? So that's I should have caught that immediately, but I was like, oh, this is so cool. We're all telling how great Level is. Yay, it'll show up. Plus, I was driving and I didn't take the time to find out. I didn't recognize his name. And I was like, oh, this could be somebody from under Lindsay's team. I don't know who this person is. So I made 2 very big mistakes. Number 1, I just joined in with the Rah Rah Level parade, which in his eyes was not Rah Rah Level. And number 2, I did not take the time to find out who he was. So today, and then my 3rd mistake, which I actually thought in the moment I was doing okay, I made a very blanket post about shipping and how shipping is not what it used to be. And that the only way Level can help you is if they know. Because on my end of the thing, I was frustrated that this person would go on a customer page and complain about it, but they had not even told Level. So I was like, how's Level supposed to help you? I mean, this is like literally the conversation I have with Tom. I'm like, this guy's like mad, but Level doesn't even know he's missing his box. I'm like, they shipped it. So all this is happening in the background. What should I have done? What should all of us have done in that very moment? The very first second we saw that post, what should we have done? We should have gone into Dream Team and said, hey, who does this guy belong to? We should have immediately put him in a 3-way chat, because today he commented he was pissed because he sent a ticket in at 9 a.m. and by I think 4 or 3:30 he hadn't heard back. To him, that's ridiculous. Because why? Because he's been complaining for 4 days about this problem to a multitude of us thrivers who are just like, but Level's awesome. He's literally getting no help, right? And he doesn't know that because Level is shut down over the weekend, that Monday morning at 9, he's like one of a million tickets that someone's trying to open. So today, thank you, Jesus. I was like, you know what? I need to find out who this guy belongs to, which should have been my first question days ago. It should have been all of our first questions days ago to a person in trouble. This person was drowning, and instead of me saying, hey, man, here's my hand, I was like, nope, you'll swim. You'll totally learn. You'll be fine. So today I found out who he belonged to, found out where he lived. I was actually going to drive to his house, which is 50 miles from mine, but I was going to that man's house tomorrow to take him some Thrive to hold him over because I felt so bad that I put him through this, only to find out that his promoter had no idea this was going on. He had not talked to her at all. He thought by putting it on the customer group that somebody was going to help him. Are you guys all following where this is going? So as a team, we literally all failed each other. Like, and I'm the leader, and I admit I dove right in there with the failure too. I didn't figure shit out till today. Turns out his promoter actually works with his wife. He is going to get some Thrive tomorrow to hold him over. He's happy as could be. He actually apologized in his words for being an ass. And I wanted to be like, you know what? I was kind of an ass too, because I didn't ask the right questions. Okay. So this is where I'm going with this. We as a team have got to build a better house. We have got to work together, because all it takes is one pissed off person to tell the world that Level sucks, that promoters don't know what they're doing, that products don't come on time, nobody can help you find anything. One person, it'll spread like wildfire. And you won't hear anything from all the people who got their packages on time for the last 6, 7, 8 years, right? It just takes that one person. So we have to build a better house. We have to start thinking about what can we do as a team to, something just made a weird noise, to make the customer experience better. And like, obviously I had that story. I've got some things to follow up that are good. So what happened today too, and I don't know, I'm gonna look at the faces on the screen. There was one today that it was Samantha Clark and Olivia, and I didn't know. So thanks to Lacey for being like, hey, turn on that thing so we can approve posts before they go in. A post was trying to get made into the customer group. And it was a customer saying, hey, my mother-in-law is trying My Thrive. And she says her arm is tingling really bad. What do we do? Oh my God. Thank heavens I did not approve that message to go into the customer group, because we don't want a bunch of customers chiming in on that, right? I screenshot it. I found out who this person belonged to. I sent it to them. We got her in a group chat. It was resolved within 20 minutes. So today I did it right. And so I just want you to know we can do it right, okay? And together we can do it right. Now, partly why I'm telling you this is because you are probably going to get a screenshot from me at some point in time, and I'm going to say, hey, I think this is your customer, or hey, I think this is your promoter. This is what they wanted to post. We need to deal with this. We need to nip this in the bud. Because maybe it would be, if I had had that with that guy with that shipping problem, we probably could have had this resolved on Friday. But no, I screwed up and we resolved it today. But anyway, I'm learning. We're all learning. I try to remind myself that I'm human. So what I want to do, I'm going to go through these really quick because I think some of these are going to make sense now. Sam said I had mailed a customer a sample from the company. She didn't get the sample. She got a whole month of capsules. I told her the company would make it right, but she wanted to start, so she did just capsules. Now I'm getting her to order capsules and shakes with $25 off, and she's super happy. We still haven't heard from Lavelle from support with my ticket, but it did work out. Then today, Lacey had another customer that this happened to, so heads up. Have your sample people send you a picture of what they get. That's a great idea. Sandra Dobek, I'm taking Thrive to Texas since orders from 11:30 haven't gotten to promoters yet. They've sent support tickets. Yes. Shannon, I have maintenance Mondays. Oh, I haven't even read the whole thing and I'm excited. I have maintenance Mondays where I make a point to check in with all of my customers to make sure they're not having any issues. Okay, let me take a note real quick because I have just learned on the Zoom myself. Maintenance Mondays. I freaking love that. You guys know I love a theme day. Maintenance Mondays. Oh, and this must be why Shannon's business is so well. Sandra says, I like that, Shannon, you are a genius, and I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm going to, not that you care because you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to go to this. So I found an article that I really liked. It's talking about the 6 ways that you can make a better customer service experience, I guess is what we'll call it. Number 1, this made me chuckle because I was like, wait, are they serious? But then I was like, oh, number 1, offer customer service. Offer it. So instead of always saying, I don't know, or I guess you have to send in a ticket, offer customer service. The best thing you can do, and I do this all the time, is I don't know that answer, but I'm going to find it out for you. I can't tell you how many times a day I say that. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to find it out for you. And then start doing the digging, because even if I have to go back to someone and say, okay, here's what I found out, because this is actually attached to your credit card and I don't have access to that for security purposes, we're going to have to log into your account and we're going to send customer service this message from you because it's dealing with your bank account. That is still a better answer than, I don't know, send a ticket. I don't know, I guess send a ticket. I don't know, right? I mean, and I do also say, I guess, send a ticket to promoters all day long because there's a lot of questions I don't know the answer to, and we can get support to help us with those questions. But when it comes to the actual customer or the non-promoting promoter, it's always good to, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to find out. So be customer service. Number 2, and this one I love, you're going to know I love this one. Build customer relationships offline. So I'm just going to kind of go over this because I want you to understand. Think about where your interaction with your customer has been. Is it all 100% via email or social media? Maybe live chat every now and then, like maybe like a Zoom or a FaceTime. But how many times have you broken the digital plane to extend a personal touch to the customer outside of the internet? And what do I always talk about? Thank you cards. Taking the time to do a thank you card. And I would even argue that sometimes sending a text over a messenger or a whatever, even text is more personal. Like I can tell you straight up, if it's someone's birthday and I have their cell phone, I'm going to text them before I put anything on. I might not even put anything on Facebook because they're going to be bombarded anyway, but I know they're going to check their text messages. Everyone checks that because it could be your mom or your grandma, right? So yeah, handwritten notes are a huge, huge thing that this marketing company says you should be talking about. Number 3, out-care your competitors. I know, so like, I know when I say competitor, a lot of people are like, oh, they're thinking of other supplement companies. Don't even think that far. Just think about you and anyone else in the world that this person could be buying Thrive from. So, a case in point, if somebody knows me, they probably know Samantha, right? Well, if I don't offer them customer service, I've never sent them a note. I only take the time to talk to them when it's time to order. But Sam sends them messages every now and then and asks them how they're doing, and put a little note in the mail to surprise them with something. Who do you think they're going to order from? Like me or her? I mean, hell, I would want to order from her besides me. So out care your competition, and legit, when you own your own business like we do, literally every other person that's taking a breath is your competition all the time. Whether it's another product like yours or it's another person selling what you sell, you have to be the number one person that cares. And I know sometimes when we talk about this, people start to get overwhelmed because they're like, I can't keep track of all of this. I know for a fact, nobody on this team has so many customers, continuous customers, that they can't keep track of it. You just don't. None of us do. I don't have that problem. I would love to have that problem, and someday I will have that problem, but I don't have that problem right now. It's a matter of priorities. Checking on existing customers is not nearly as much fun as signing up a newbie, right? We all know that, like, ooh, a newbie, this is what yay. But checking on an existing customer and out carrying your competition is what will set you apart. And if and when something happens, and you guys, with the way shipping is, there is going to be so many people with missing boxes, with delayed shipping. If you have been putting out care, and they have a problem, they're going to be much more compassionate that you're trying to help them the best that you can. But let's all be honest, when UPS loses something, or USPS is in charge of something and they can't find it, it ain't pretty. But if they're like, wait, she only calls me when she wants something, she's never even, she didn't even know my kid's name, and now she's saying she can't help me, I'm going to order from somebody else. Like, just be the customer service. Something that I may or may not agree with, it talks about your business hours. And I do get this. Like, you're going to have people who are up late or up early or work third shift. I don't want you guys to obviously be working 24/7, but at the same time, if somebody has a problem and it's like, if somebody's just wanting to chat your ear off and it's 11 o'clock at night, that's one thing. But if they have a problem and you're still awake and you can at least dive in and say, hey, you know what? I won't be able to find out anything until the morning, but I want you to know I see the problem and I'm going to figure this out for you. That is something that they would rather see than you not answer them until 9 o'clock the next day because you only do business from 9 to 5, right? You see what I'm saying? So again, that's just a matter of out carrying, like taking that extra step. Or you guys know, if I get a text at 11, I don't see it until the next day. So I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was sleeping when this happened, but now that I'm awake and I see this, I'm on and I will get this figured out first thing. Like, again, just taking the time to acknowledge that, hey, you sent that and you've been worried since last night. I'm worried now, like just being a part of it. And this is the one that I think is like the best to me. It says, solve your customers' problems before their problems, right? So what do? We reach out for auto ships ahead of time. So I'm just going to compare this for you guys because I know not everyone owns their own business. Well, obviously, Tom and I own our own business. We have to pay extra for client management software. Like I guess we could just keep everyone's name in a file, but that would be kind of crazy with the way things are. So we have to pay for client management software. So we have to make sure we're putting in their birthdays. We have to make sure we're putting in all the information, and we have to keep track of everybody that way. It costs a lot of money every month to have client software, a lot. And guess what? You have it. It's called the cloud. You have everything you can need. It's called the cloud. It tells you, what did they order? When did they order it? Was it delivered? When was it delivered? Are they on auto ship? What are they getting? It tells you all of that. So when somebody, and I told you guys, I'm very honest, I have screwed up before, but when somebody's auto ship goes through and they were not prepared for it because no one reminded them or no one, took the extra step, when that happens, and you guys know it just happened to me last month, I just straight up offer to pay for it. Because to me, that's what I would want a company to do. If I didn't order something and a company charged me for it, what would you ask for? A full freaking refund, right? You'd be like, I didn't want this. You didn't tell me it was coming out. I forgot. You told me in the beginning you would remind me. Whatever it is. And you guys, I don't know. It's not like I have like a bag of cash laying in my back pocket to go buy all this stuff. But that's what I would want someone to do for me. And so that's what I've done before. I have literally bought back stuff. I've actually bought back stuff and then been like, it's going to cost you $20 to ship it to me. So just keep it. Merry Christmas. Like whatever, like just, you have to go the extra mile. And I can guarantee you, if you buy enough people's product back, you will stop forgetting to check your auto ships. It's like birth control. It's like babysitting 3 kids and then you remember to take birth control, right? So like just go the extra mile. Always put yourself in the customer's shoes. What would you have wanted someone to do for you? And that's what you do for them. Other things that you can think of, like that maintenance Monday, like that's totally it. Like go through all the outstanding orders. Has it shipped? Do they have it? Did they get what it was supposed to be? Like dive in there quickly, because sometimes people may get a shipment in and be like, oh, I need to let them know I didn't get what I was supposed to get. And then their kids wake up or they go to work, and you guys all know what that's like. And then you get home and it's like 9:30 and you're getting in bed and you're like, oh, I forgot to call Sandra and tell her that my order wasn't right. And then 3 days go by and then you're like, oh crap. It's so checking. I love that maintenance Monday, like checking in on a regular basis with people. And again, I don't have so many orders that are happening every single week that I can't go through on a Monday and follow up with people. Shannon, you're my hero. I like literally love that. So throw into chat for me too. What are some problems that you feel, I don't want to say that they're consistent because we don't want to be having consistent problems, obviously, but what are some problems that you've had more than once and you're like, I need to learn how to nip this in the bud? And I'm going to get caught up on chat. Monday says, yes, Mondays is when I check with all my customers and apparently I'm the only one not doing this maintenance Monday. I can see how their weekend was and start a conversation. Yes, nice. Tara, I actually did that today, and it turns out one of my customers whose auto ship was on the 5th never shipped. Oh, we talked her through, and now she's a promoter for me. Way to go, Tara. Like you turned a non-shipped order into a promoter. Holy crap. Teach me your ways. In the words of KG, if you don't sign them, I will. Yes, girl, that's right. That goes back to overcaring and being the one that they think of. You have to remember, if you're not signing them up, somebody will. And I can tell you, we have an amazing, amazing group of women and TJ on our team. Well, and I have to start including more because we do have more men now. But they're awesome. And if you're not being awesome, somebody will scoop in there. Here's the thing, guys. I know when I say that, some people are like, that's not right. We should be able to have a down day and blah, blah. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just telling you business. If we're friends, I'll be the first one to tell you, take a day off, girl, put your feet up, go get a pedicure, relax a little. But I can guarantee you, when I'm the one sitting there getting my pedicure done, I am working messenger the whole time. So you can do however you want. Your business relies on you and you only, but don't be shocked if you take more than a couple of days off and things aren't going your way. Number 6, and this is the last thing in this article, and this is one we talk about, do the work for them. So think of the way COVID-19 has changed. So many people don't do their own grocery shopping anymore, right? So many people don't do a lot of stuff anymore. They rely on delivery. They rely on service people to do so many things for them. So why? Well, part of that is fear because they don't want to leave their house and get sick. But part of it is convenience too. And the more convenient you can make it for your customer, the easier it's going to be. When I reach out to someone here, I always have everyone's username and password written down. Always. On occasion, somebody will change their password on me and I'm like, wow, that's cold, but whatever. I always have them written down because when I reach out to someone and say, we're having the conversation all week and then I'm like, oh, hey, you're eligible for your auto ship this week. And I saw last month you got strawberry. Do you want to stick with that? Or do you want to try that peppermint for Christmas? If they say, yeah, let's do peppermint. And then I have to say, okay, you're gonna have to log in and change it. It's got to be done by 11:59, blah, blah, blah. I just say, okay, great. I'll change that for you. Because why? Because I'm going to make the money on it. So I want to do it. So if you aren't keeping track of your customers' usernames and passwords, first of all, you can get their username out of your cloud all the time. You can always get the cloud. Passwords you have to keep track of. So you can either write them down in a handy dandy little book, or if that pops up, just say, okay, real quick, just what's your password? And I'll do it for you. Somebody may be like, oh, hell no, you're not getting in there. And then you will have to walk them through. And that's fine. If they're not comfortable with that, that's fine. The majority 9 out of 10 customers, I do everything. Yes, same. And I was just going to say that probably 9 out of 10 times, they're like, yeah, can you do that? And even people in the past, like maybe 4 years ago when they started ordering, they did everything. And now they're like, can you do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What's that password? And now they'll give it to me because now they know like I'm trustworthy, right? Maybe we didn't know each other, but now we do. So again, the more you can do, the better. Surprise people. Like, when a new product comes out, I know it's kind of tricky because we can't use credits. And so sometimes you might not be able to order it. Start holding back some of your commission for new products so you can order it the day it drops. Because if you get like Thirst came out. I know a lot of people didn't order it right away because they were waiting to be able to use credits. If you had held back some of your commission so that you could do it, you could have, in the very first week that it launched, been handing out little samples. You could have done the try. You could have already had that to give to people. So yes, it's a little money up front, but if you have 30 packets and you pass out 28 of them and you keep 2, one for you and one for your spouse, you could just get 28 new customers off of that, placing that order versus sitting back waiting for your credits. So again, be smart with your money. That's a whole other conversation. Edie says, I save usernames and passwords. So as I begin to enter, it automatically pops up. Yes. I also give everyone the same password. Yes. Okay. So there's different thoughts on this. So you can either, like, everybody's password could be Thrive123, or a lot of times what I will do, because I think it makes people feel a little more secure. I don't know, at least they kind of act like it does. I just take their username and I make that their password, because that way when I go into my back office and I have their username, I also then have their password. I will say you have to have like different stuff now. So now sometimes it's their username, #1, because you have to have a special character and a number. So whatever works for you, but just make sure you're keeping track of it and make it easy on yourself. I feel like if everyone's is always like Thrive123 or whatever, it might get, I don't know, that doesn't seem very secure to me that's attached to my credit card. I don't know. But anyway, you guys do what works for you. If it's working for you, then by all means go for it. And maybe I'm making it too hard on myself. I don't know. So I have rambled quite a bit. We have 5 minutes left. Are you guys with me? Do you see where we need to come together as a team? So, and here's the thing I wanted to make sure you do. I think, and this could be what happened to maybe me on a little bit of a subconscious level. When I saw someone upset about something, number one, I could panic a little bit inside because I'm like, oh shit, someone's mad. I'm just not good at like confrontations. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's mad. What are we going to do? And then secondly, I'm like, oh, but I don't know who this guy, he's not mine. Like, I just straight up, I don't know this guy, he's not mine. I'm just assuming someone's going to hop in, right? Like, were you all kind of seeing that? Oh, somebody, they'll see it, they'll get them. Okay, but I'm smarter than that. I know that just because something got posted doesn't mean like the right person's going to see it. Hell, I didn't even know it was in I'm the owner of that group, and Facebook didn't even tell me somebody had posted. So God, the promoter, once I found out who he belonged to and I tagged her, she was all over it. Like, she took care of it in seconds. And had she seen it on Friday, she would have taken care of it in seconds. But none of us said, who's your promoter? Like, none of us said, hey, Chris, who's your promoter? So as a team, we have to come together. And I will also say, I kind of held myself back because I was like, well, maybe somebody under Lindsay's team. It doesn't matter, Tammy. If they're a Thriver, it doesn't matter whose team they're under. Help this person. So in just specific to our customer group, to Vibe In and Thrive In, I'm going to ask for as much help as possible, keeping track of comments. And like I said, now I do have the post, and I do have some extra admins to help me approve if the post goes through or not. It'll also help too, because sometimes we get like weird people that want to be in the group. Weird people that have like no friends and no clothes, whatever. But when you see someone comment or ask a question, immediately find out who do they belong to. Because if they're asking the customer group, they probably have a promoter that we could pull in and we could help these people. And then same thing just on the World Wide Web. If you're scrolling through Facebook and you see somebody make a comment about Thrive negatively, who's your promoter? Let's find them. Like, let's find out. Let's help these people. Because here's the thing. What if it was your customer and you just weren't seeing it because Facebook wasn't showing it to you and nobody helped your customer? You would be so sad and so pissed at the same time. So we just need to come together and build a better house. That was the whole purpose of my first 2 minutes. And now I've talked for an hour and a half, it feels like. But it's building a better house together as a team, like coming together as a team. And when I say team, I don't just mean dream team. I mean Lavelle on down, Paul and Jason on down, building a better team and offering that customer service, because Could you imagine being a support staff for Le-Vel right now? Oh my God. Like, shoot me now. I would want to plug my eyeball out if that was my job all day. So if we can head off some of these questions, if we can head off some of these tickets, and I will tell you guys right now, the best thing you can do is explain to people that you understand their frustration and you will help them do all you can. But I'm telling you guys straight up, promoter to promoter, Le-Vel is shipping. They are putting it in the boxes and they are shipping. Once it leaves the warehouse, everybody blames it on COVID-19, whatever. I don't know if shit's getting stolen. I don't know, but stuff is disappearing or it's being lost. I will also say the beauty of helping your customer put a ticket in. And here's the thing, don't put the ticket in as you. If you as a promoter say, hey, my customer can't find their box, they're gonna be like, great, have the customer contact us. Because there are some shady promoters out there that could be lying to try to get free product. But if you help your customer put it in, a lot of times once FedEx and USPS get an alert, they suddenly find that damn box. I kid you not, it shows up the next day most times. So let's just try to heed this because shipping is only gonna get worse. It's freaking Christmas. It's winter, it's COVID, it's just gonna get worse. So let's all hang together, build a better house. I hope this empathy goes a long way. Empathy totally goes a long way. Sonia says, I didn't even see that post. Yeah, see, you didn't even know it was all happening. It was all happening in the last couple of days. So anyway, does anybody need anything? Anybody have anything to add? Any questions, any concerns? Did I miss anything? Does this help? Do you feel like we could up our customer service? I mean, God, I preach about it all day long and I'm the one that totally screwed this thing up on Friday. Like, why didn't I think to ask the man who he belonged to, right? So thank you, Jesus, for keeping me humble. Anyway, we're gonna come together. We're gonna do the bet. Oh yeah, Tay. I don't know. It won't let me unmute you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we have less than a minute. I had a customer that her shipping is supposed to be on the 25th. I told her that, she might want to move it up. She said, I need to skip this month. And I said, okay, well, you might want to do like the 10th or the 15th of next month instead of the 25th because of shipping being so crazy. She goes,
good idea.
She was so appreciative of that.
Good idea. That's a great idea. So, I might contact my 25th auto shippers and see if they want to move up tonight. That's a great idea. Good job. See, I learn every damn day. You guys are the best. I'm going to upload this. It's on the YouTube and you can share it with your teams. If you need anything, let me know. Bye.
Bye.